There's some controversy here. Yes, it is. These are 3D printed. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think for 400 bucks that a 3D printed part is okay? Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. Back with another video a day until this channel hits 100K. This is going to be video 24 videos in a row. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, hey man, you were wearing the same shirt that you wore yesterday, it's because I'm filming this intro because I actually need to post this tomorrow so I can get some before and after shots. I don't know what the final output is yet on this video, and what I'm talking about is what's in this box here. I have actually for years absolutely despised the idea of fog lights, or driving lights, I think they call them, on pickup trucks, cars. They're basically more of like a design element than they are a meaningful lighting product. And these are no different. Now, I went out last night and shot some before shots of these LED driving lights, and looks so much better on camera than what it actually is in real life. When I'm sitting up in the driver's seat, the light that is thrown from these fogs is virtually non-existent. It changes what I can see. Forward-wise, not at all. And I can probably see, I don't know, what feels like maybe like a foot of light off to the side. Well, that is where this changes. This comes from a company called MidSouth LED. This is not sponsored. I actually paid for this. It's a 2022 to 2025 GMC Sierra fog light kit. They have an SAE Fog Sport and an SAE Fog Pro, which is $449, which is what I went with. And I did do the ambers. They also have them in white as well. The Sport is 1,130 lumens. The Pro, 2,898. They do quote on here a 1 to 3 week lead time. This actually took 6 weeks to show up. I actually forgot that I ordered it. And there's another thing I want to talk about with these that might be controversial, and I'm interested to know your guys' opinion. I have not opened these yet, kind of assuming that there's some controversy here worthy of talking about. You want to be careful when you're opening them. They have the wire harness right on top of the box. Otherwise, bubble wrapped up here pretty good. Yes, it is. These are 3D printed brackets. Now, I own a 3D printer, and I am a huge fan of 3D printing. I think it's fantastic. But I do wonder, longevity-wise, how durable are these things going to be over time? They did not seem to skimp on the design here. They did a really, as far as I'm concerned, as OEM as you possibly can bracket here, and it is also pretty darn thick. However, I can already tell you right now, one thing I'm not a huge fan of is this has an awful lot of flex in it. I'm guessing once this is all bolted up that flex goes away. That's actually not as much of a concern as I initially thought it was, but out of the package, I would be very careful with this until you get it mounted on there. Jumping ahead actually to after these were installed, the little piece that I was concerned about being right here isn't as much of an issue because the actual weight of the light is really supported more by this beefier section, which actually has a little bit of webbing reinforcement on the back side there. So I'll reach around to the front, and as you push on it, you can actually see that the brunt of any pressure or anything that might be like a weak point, it's not actually that flat part there, it's this rounded part up here. But I just wanted to come back here as I'm pushing on this now and looking at it after it's installed to sort of change my opinion. Where my concern might have been 80% concerned about the design, I'm probably about 20% concerned now. Obviously, longevity wise, I can't speak to this. I'm putting them on as I'm recording this video, but subscribe to the channel. I'll give an update on this. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think for 400 bucks that a 3D printed part is okay? But I also will tell you that I don't know anybody who's going to basically be able to sell enough volume to justify a part like this either out of metal or injection molded. I guess that's the only critique that I would have, is that I would like to see this point here tied into this point here. Could they possibly run something over here to maybe like tie those two pieces together better? Maybe. But let's get these things installed. I'm really interested to see what it looks like. Obviously, these Diode Dynamics LEDs are just going to be way better than the factory LEDs. So let's get it on there and let's stop shaking it, so I don't want to break it before we get it on there. They definitely package them up really, really well. We'll get them installed and see what it looks like on the truck. This should be pretty easy. Pull this guy out. A little red tab on these things you gotta pull back. Grab myself a little screwdriver. There we go. I'll show you guys this once I get it out of here. It's kind of too tight. All right. There's a little red tab here on these connectors that when it's connected, it's down. You gotta pull it back. Now we'll take their, I gotta see what the hell's going on with this. What's up with this wire connector?
All right, guys, it's gonna be an install video for the 24. Then you plug her up. You will have some extra wire.
So they have a weird extra connector here that's not on their YouTube video. Not sure what's up with that. This red power splice, not sure what the heck that's for. We're gonna pretend like that's not necessary. I will say this probably is like a really good application for 3D printing. Again, I am a huge proponent of the 3D printing space. There's actually a lot more room to work once you get the factory LED out. Now with these 3D printed parts, I definitely recommend just being slightly gentle, not like wrenching these things down super tight, because I would be concerned of breakage. Actually, that's pretty good. It's not bouncing around as much as I thought it would. Let's get our plug mounted in here. There we go, that's installed. I'm not gonna do anything with that yet until we fire the truck up and see if this even works. Hey, we got power. So I'm not sure why they included that other one. That's so much better yellow. We will get our passenger side swapped over. Oops, sorry guys. Alright, let's just see if this is working. And it is. Okay, we're good. They did a great job designing these to fit and look very OEM. Doesn't really get much easier than that. That is now a permanent grip lock tie. Let's see how these things look. Fire it up. Fogs are on. So much better. That is what a fog light is supposed to look like. We'll get these things out when it's darker out tonight and do a little before and after here, but that just looks like it belongs. Let's go. That compared to the OEM housing, they did a really, really good job with that. Now that it's in there, there's much less play than I thought there would be. I'm curious to see if it bounces going down the road, but seems like it's going to be pretty good. So I'm not too worried about it, but we'll see. Again, subscribe to the channel. I'll let you guys know if there's any issues with these in the future. Let's go see what these things look like in the dark. The big question, is it worth it? You know, after I went out last night and saw the before and after, I don't know. For me, yes. I mean, as somebody who just likes to upgrade and modify their truck, I think it's a very unique look, and it does put out more light. But I will say these SSC2s in this SAE fog light pattern do not throw the light as far as I thought that they would. So what I'm doing is I'm actually ordering the combo drive pattern, so that will change the pattern from a wide beam only to a wide and also driving beam, and should throw the light further. I'll do a review on that separate. That's going to be another video because I'm really interested to see how much can that lens really make a difference. So technically it will no longer be SAE approved for on-road use. These fog lights, even the OEM driving lights, you're really not going to notice them until you're in really bad weather, where the whole idea is they're down low, so if you have any snow, rain, or mist, or here in Phoenix, dust storms, you want that light to be as low as possible because that prevents the light from bouncing back up into your eyes as the driver. So I think what I learned a lot in this video here, the fog lights and driving lights really don't make that much of a difference because the headlights are just so dang good nowadays that, again, really doesn't make that much of a difference. I'm kind of like an OG. I like the old yellow fog lights, but that's also going back to the old school where you were dealing with halogen bulbs, and when you would put a really good quality set of fog lights on your vehicle, it would just like be a completely night and day, pun intended, difference with the lighting. So I think it's just a really good lesson learned here that, again, the OEM headlights are just so dang good that the fog/driving lights are only really probably going to make a big difference when you get off-road, and that's why I'm going to switch these over to the combo drive beam. Stay tuned for that video. I'll have that coming up, well, whenever they come in. It should be in like the next week or so, and really see if those make much of a difference. Again, this isn't really meant to be like a complete off-road lighting setup. It's just meant to enhance the lights that were on here originally, and I think that it definitely did that, but just not as much as I really had thought it was going to. So again, MidSouth LED, not affiliated with those guys. I bought them, paid full price for it. I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? So with that said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow.